offer, you need to call West Shore Home right now.
So we thought it'd be fun to kind of end our time this morning talking about the importance of sharing memories. After all, that's what history is, right?
It really is. And as important as it is that you know the Declaration of Independence or the Mayflower Compact or those documents that have created this republic, I'm not so sure that it's not more important to know your family's place in all those stories. Mm-hmm. And the way you learn those stories is by asking questions and then listening.
And actually getting together as a family and talking. I loved it in one of our breaks, you hopped up.
I did.
Because Linda, as you would well imagine, Linda's house is full of history and her family's.
It is. I have become sort of the guardian. As an only child, I became the guardian for both sets of grandparents and then my parents, the things that were significant to them. My children are going to preserve those items. Putting that out there for everyone to know. And so many of the things that I hold precious would have no meaning for anyone else because it's my family's story.
Right.
And every family has their story.
Everyone does. So you jumped up to show me a Christmas gift that your grandfather...
My maternal grandfather made for my mother.
During the Depression.
During the Depression. And it's a little plank with 3 logs on it that she could float in the creeks because they grew up in the country and there wasn't money for gifts. The fact that my mother kept that her entire life and then gave it to me tells you that it's not the money that's most important. Right. It's those sorts of items and the stories that go with them. So I'm constantly trying to encourage people, sit down with the older members of your family, ask them those questions that then get them to telling the stories. What's the first Christmas present that you remember receiving? Mm-hmm. What's the best Christmas present you ever received?
Did you have a real tree or an artificial tree?
So
right.
True. How did you decorate the tree?
Do you know, we still have, we do a live tree, a real tree at our house, but we still have ornaments that, like my husband made when he was a little boy. His parents are both gone, but he remembers making those ornaments with his mother. And my best childhood friend, our girls are the same ages. We gave Christmas gifts to each other, so every year Lisa and I take a picture of our trees because there are those ornaments that are now 45 and 50 years old, and it's just fun.
And that, that's a wonderful example of when, put a tape recorder out. You can edit things later, but when you're decorating the tree, because we do the same sort of thing, and you pull an ornament out, and we date ornaments on the back, what year it was, and the oldest ornament that we have on the tree is we have an ornament from '75, which is when my son was a year old. And it's a pine cone with, I think it has one blue felt eye now, one has lost, and sort of paper antlers.
The prettiest one on the tree.
Oh my heaven, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And every year we pull that out and we remember him as a little boy. And he does the, as children are wont to do. But it's so important to tell those stories. And I tell people, even if you have a grandmother who maybe short-term memory is not what it used to be, long-term memory is the last thing to go. Bring out some photographs. Bring out those pictures from the 40s or the 50s or the 60s. I'm amazed when I visit in any of our retirement centers or assisted living and you show someone a picture who hasn't been particularly conversational, and suddenly you see that smile and they begin talking. Mm. Those are the stories that tell us who we are and what's been important to our families in the past. So is there a Christmas photo that you're most fond of with your family?
A Christmas photo?
Mm-hmm.
Gee, I don't know about a Christmas photo. I won't bore people with tears, but the other thing I'll say real fast about mine that is precious to my children is I have a book. My father died in January of 1981. I would have been 10 years old. So that Christmas, before he had his heart attack and died, he brought home to me a pop-up book of The Night Before Christmas, so it's now 42 years old. And I still have that. That's like my most precious Christmas thing.
Oh, see, I love that because Christmas tied together with family love and those final memories and everything. What a wonderful, wonderful
Do you? Have a favorite photo?
I have in fact, I have a couple of family photos out over there. The first Christmas with both children with Santa. And while they are 180 degrees different in their personalities, they both screamed bloody murder.
Those are always the best.
I mean, they're hilarious. I look at my daughter Raz's picture and you can't really see her face. All you see are tonsils.
At least you
in the
have
wind.
that. Meg was Santa phobic. So, and Emily loved him. So there's all years chronologically in place for Emily with Santa. Meg never makes an appearance until she's 9. She was afraid. So we have blank.
Sweet Meg.
But now she
I
loves
think we
him.
cropped Meg into a picture somewhere.
Or we just have blank frames.
But Meg and Santa. But you know, every family have, you know, I don't remember going to see Santa much when I was a child. I think maybe the department stores in Nashville had a Santa or whatever, but what I look back at are the pictures with my family. The Christmas pictures that exist from my childhood is everyone's around the table eating. We apparently ate well.
Well, here's what we're going to do. You and I can keep the Christmas reminiscing going on. I've got to wrap things up. But
There's
wasn't
never
this
enough
fun?
time.
She's so delightful. So cherish your memories, make your own history, and here's to a great 2023. Merry
Absolutely. Merry Christmas.
Save big this weekend at Ashley Home Store's New Year's sale. Saturday through Monday only. Save 25% off store-wide. Find this queen bed now only $5.99. 3 days only at Ashley Home Store.
It's Hamrick's After Christmas Blowouts. Entire stock